So Ben Simmons tearing it up with the triple doubles. He is one of the youngest players, or in the fewest amount of games, to reach that many career triple doubles. Look at that. It took Ben Simmons 111 games to reach his 15th career triple double. Oscar Robertson took him 40. But still, that's an impressive feat, ahead of Magic Johnson. In fact, Ben Simmons, just an incredible performance. And it seems like, look, he shoots 65% from the floor since the start of December. You know, we laugh about the lack of outside shot, but he's finding a way to score more in the month of December.
Well, we talked about the Jimmy Butler trade and it being good for Philadelphia. Ben Simmons is one of those players that will get you there. Throughout the game, when the game is in the open floor, he's the best of the best at doing what he does. He is going to make the correct play. He's going to set up his teammates. You have a big on little screen. Obviously, J.J. Redick, a great shooter they have to respect. But Ben Simmons just overpowers. And Cleveland the entire night could not find an answer for Ben Simmons. You see him isolated on one side, draws 3 defenders, and then he has the ability to see over the top of the defense, make the correct pass to Jimmy Butler for the 3-point shot. The next possession, defensively, you see him help. He's inside, gets the steal on an errant pass by the Cleveland Cavaliers, sees the whole floor, hits Jimmy at the perfect time for the leak-out dunk. And then again, you have 6'9", 6'10" at point guard position. J.J. Redick, you have to lock and trail when he's coming off the screen. Defense turns ahead. He cuts down the middle of the floor and gets the dunk.
That's a heck.
His ability to have the size with his ball handling, court vision, and his speed and strength, quickness. This game, he didn't need a jump shot, G.A.
No, and you know, the thing about it, too, Jimmy Butler doesn't allow you, and I'm thinking playoffs. See, Jimmy Butler's presence doesn't allow you as an opponent to exploit his inability to shoot the ball. Because when you've got a star caliber player, 2 of them out there, they command attention. And so now, last year, they only had him and Embiid in terms of guys that were capable of creating and sustaining good offense against great defense. And in the postseason, that's what separates the good teams from the great ones. Your best players got to be able to score against great defense. And when you don't have a jump shot, it's much harder. So 2 ways to solve it, right? Improve the jump shot. That's going to take time. Or go out and get another superstar caliber player to now allow him to not have to worry about it. Because what makes him special is that he doesn't play with the jumper. You saw that last play that Candace diagrammed. That cut, that's a high IQ basketball player. 80% of guys in the league couldn't make that play. He sees things before they happen. And I remind people, Magic Johnson didn't shoot the jump shot coming out. He eventually became a very good shooter with time, and I think Ben Simmons will develop that area as well. But Magic was still able to win a world championship before he was known as a shooter because he could take advantage of his size and athleticism and get in the paint, and he can make those plays. And it happened for the Lakers with Magic because he played with other great players. And now Philly with Butler and Embiid, as they develop, he's in a similar situation for the Sixers.
Depending on the matchup or the night, it looks as if there's a guard on Ben Simmons or a power forward on him. Who's the better person to defend him, depending on your team? Like, do you put a power forward on him? Do you put a small forward on him? Or do you try to put your point guard out there to guard him on the perimeter?
I don't think it matters, but what we learned last year in the playoffs is your 5 defenders have to defend Ben Simmons. Everybody has to sprint back defensively in transition because that's where a lot of his points and a lot of his assists are happening, are in the open floor. When you take a bad shot, a long rebound, he has the ball in transition. He's able to find J.J. Redick for threes, come down, distribute to Jimmy Butler, obviously Embiid. So I think it's not just one person that can take on that task.